Musta'an comes from a root word which points to two main things. The first main meaning is to seek or ask for help and assistance, and the second is to aid, cooperate, and help one another. It also means to be middle-aged, but this meaning is irrelevant or not applicable to the meaning of the name of Allah. Al-Musta'an is the one whose help is sought and in whom refuge is taken. He is the one who is always present and capable to provide the most perfect help, whatever the situation may be. Any help the creation provides to each other is also only through the help of Allah alone. Allah calls himself Al-Musta'an on two occasions in the Quran. Once when Prophet Yaqub ﷺ sought Allah's help when his sons threw Prophet Yusuf ﷺ in the well, and second when Allah tells Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to seek Allah's help with this name when people reject or disbelieve in the message of God or the message of Quran. Linguistically, isti'ana refers to the concept of seeking help. It comes from the same root as nasta'in, we seek help, and ta'awun, to help one another, and musta'an is the one whose help is sought. Allah is al-Musta'an, which means that not only He is the helper, but He is the only one whose help first and foremost should be sought. He is the one who knows, sees, hears, and controls all affairs, and therefore His help is perfect at all times, in every age and era, and in all situations. In Islamic context, isti'ana means to seek help from Allah alone, and it is an act of worship. In some circumstances, seeking someone's help other than Allah is considered as shirk, and in certain circumstances it is not. However, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ guarantees paradise to those people who seek help from none other than Allah, even in the worldly matters where seeking help might be permissible. In some issues, you can only ask Allah and Allah alone, and asking others in these circumstances is major shirk. Examples are asking others to seek blessings, provisions, removal of a disease, or giving security. And to add to this, there are both worldly and religious matters that can be sought from the creation, however, with certain conditions. An example is when you lose something and ask someone to help you to look for it. Still, even in this situation, you must first turn to Allah and then ask the assistance of someone else in that matter. You can only seek help from the creation if they meet these three conditions. 1. They have to be alive, present, and capable. We cannot ask the dead for help. And 2. We cannot ask for help who are not present. Even the prophets could not hear the calls for help from people who were not within the range of hearing. And 3. We cannot seek that which others are not capable to give, like asking a sheikh to put you in paradise, even if he is alive and you are with him. Only Allah is capable of doing so, and asking someone else in this matter would be shirk. How can we apply this knowledge in our lives, and how can we live by it? First and foremost, try to only seek help from Allah and no one else. In each prayer we say, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in, which means only you we worship and only you we seek help from, O Allah. Do we really only seek help from Allah? I doubt. Therefore, we need to practice seeking help only from Allah and no one else. And when we do this, then Allah will put His entire creation on our doorsteps to come and help us when we need help. Practice saying Allahul Musta'an, which means Allah is the one from whom help is sought. Prophets said this in order to seek Allah's help, so we should recite this whenever we need help. Second, seek Al-Musta'an first and foremost. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu said, one day I was riding behind the Prophet ﷺ when he said, "O boy, I will instruct you in some matters. Protect the commandments of Allah, He will preserve you. Safeguard His rights, He will be ever with you. If you seek help from Allah alone. And if you need assistance, supplicate to Allah alone for help. And remember that if all the people gather to benefit you, they will not be able to benefit you except that which Allah has foreordained for you. And if all of them gather to do harm to you, they will not be able to afflict you with anything other than that which Allah has predestined against you. the pens had been lifted and the ink had dried up. Focus less on people. Don't fear the effect of anyone's decision, and know that even if people seem to benefit you, the true source is Al-Musta'an. Even though you are permitted to seek help from others, it is crucial you first call on Al-Musta'an to provide help and rely on him alone and not on others. So next time you borrow money of a friend or from a friend, or even ask a teacher to help you understanding a lesson, first ask Allah to help and guide you, and He will provide His help, sometimes by means of other people or even objects or animals. Think of the birds who destroyed the army of Abraha described in Surah Al-Fil. Third, help one another. Al-Musta'an says in Quran chapter 5 verse 2 that, and cooperate all of you together upon piety and righteousness. Help you one another in righteousness and piety, but do not help one another in sin and transgression. And fear Allah, verily Allah is severe in punishment. Therefore, extend help in that which is good and halal to others, and never help others in doing that which Allah forbade. For example, helping someone to commit corruption, buying alcohol, commit zina, and etc. Fourth, limit yourself in asking others. Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, "Who will guarantee me that he will not ask mankind for anything, and I will guarantee for him paradise in return?" So, a companion said, "I," and he added, "and I would never ask anyone for anything." Even though in cases it is permissible to ask others, limiting yourself in seeking aid from others is a characteristic of the pious, and it takes courage and strength and true reliance on Allah. The promise for those people is no less than paradise. A zikr you can use in this context is فَقُلْ حَسْبِيَ اللَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُوَ عَلَيْهِ تَوَكَّلْتُ وَهُوَ رَبُّ الْعَرْشِ الْعَظِيمِ. Say, Allah is sufficient for me, none has the right to be worshipped but He, in Him I put my trust, and He is the Lord of the mighty throne. The Prophet ﷺ used to say this 7 times in the morning and evening. Revive this sunnah and live by it. Some people work hard to make a network with strong and highly influential people with an aim to achieve their objectives of this life. They think that this is how the world operates, and it is very necessary to know influential and powerful people who can help them in tough times. These people lack faith in Allah, and they should reconsider their sources from where they should seek help, or the sources from which help should be sought. It is good to know people for having a social life, but it's not good to know people in order to seek help from them. O Allah, Al-Musta'an, we know that you are the only one whose help is sought. Make us of those who truly seek your help first and foremost. Beautify us with the feature of not asking others often, and make us of those who help others in that which is good and encouraged by you. Ameen, Ya Rabbil Alameen.